when the battle got intense, you know what's coming when he make that face. The moment we're waiting for. My inner childhood shouts, "This is it!"
The crackling fists. The rising arm. And King of Stone emerged from the dark. The most electrifying Henshin sequence. Now let's feast ourselves with black actions. Kotaro begins to awaken as Black Sun. A transformation tied to Gorgom's dark ambitions. But instead of falling into their plans, he rises against them, choosing to fight back as the heroic Kamen Rider Black. Spider Kaijins were the ones behind Professor Akizuki's tragic death. But justice came swiftly. This was also the first time Battle Hopper roared into action and took part in the fight. 4 were crushed by Kamen Rider Black's powerful Rider punches, while the last met his end with a finishing Rider kick. Kotaro sets out to find his adopted brother Nobuhiko while searching on Gorgom's hidden headquarters. But this time, he's up against the vicious leopard Kaijin, whose deadly claw attacks push him to the edge. Gorgom unleashes the Silkworm Kaijin tasked with capturing people for a chilling project. It proves to be a tricky foe, capable of spitting silk threads strong enough to bind anything or anyone. It fakes its own death to fool Kamen Rider Black, only to ambush him and trap him inside a silk cocoon. But Black doesn't go down that easily, breaking free just in time for a high-stakes showdown. The Flea Kaijin was a key part of Gorgom's twisted experiments, with incredible jumping power and the ability to infect victims with the so-called fear hormone. Go Kaijin, executing Gorgom's plot to sabotage an upcoming international peace conference. With dark magic, it enslaves the minds of the villagers, turning them into pawns to disrupt the event. As the clock ticks toward chaos, Kamen Rider Black steps in to break the spell and stop Gorgom's twisted plan before diplomacy turns into disaster. Sea Eagle Kaijin, a winged menace capable of swift and deadly aerial attacks. But its most dangerous weapon is its hypnotic gaze, able to unleash disorienting flashes that plunge victims into powerful illusions. Kotaro races against time to rescue the 2 artists taken by Gorgom to be transformed into psychic spies. Rhinoceros Kaijin, an unstoppable tank of brute strength and durability. It could charge through obstacles effortlessly and even deliver heavy damage to Battle Hopper like it was nothing. In combat, it shrugged off Kamen Rider Black's melee attacks as if they were mere taps. Cicada Kaijin was Gorgom's weapon of chaos in the world of music, using a violinist named Yuri to manipulate sound for sinister purposes. With a mind control headband, Yuri became emotionally linked to the creature, feeling every ounce of pain it endured. Black struggled to fight back without hurting Yuri, until he discovered the key, a third eye. With a Rider punch, he shattered the link between Yuri and the Kaijin. B Kaijin, capable of swift flight and launching deadly stingers from its abdomen. It proved to be a buzzing menace. The lizard Kaijin could bite, strike with its tail, and even regrow it if severed, making it a tough and slippery opponent. Lizard Kaijin was sent to help Professor Korematsu establish Gorgom's terrorist group. With more Gorgom Kaijins awakening, their Gorogoma's fruit supply was running low. High Priest Darum hatched a twisted fix. Bat Kaijin dropped a weather capsule that made it rain, rapidly growing the fruit. The rain carried spores that infected people, turning them into living hosts. To guard the operation, Darum summoned Cactus Kaijin. It could launch acid-melting needles from its chest, send out vines from its shoulders, and slash with razor-sharp claws. But Black turned its nature against it. Knowing cacti rot with too much water, he threw the monster into the river. Longhorn Beetle was dispatched alongside Bat Kaijin on a mission to steal the high-speed battle machine, Road Sector. Armed with twin antennae that functioned like deadly whips, it was a fierce opponent. Crab Kaijin was tough. Armor-like hide made it a serious threat for Kamen Rider Black. Despite the challenge, Kotaro managed to collect a sample of its blood, revealing its weakness. Determined to defeat it, Black trained relentlessly. During a rescue attempt to save a dog from falling off a cliff, he unlocked a powerful new version of his Rider Punch. In the final battle, when the Crab Kaijin struck an oil barrel, Black used the opportunity to trap it in flames. After a fierce clash with Kamen Rider Black, the Mammoth Kaijin retreated to Kuromatsu's lab, where the Kaijin's own wild attacks ended up destroying the facility. Professor Kuromatsu engineered a powerful korin extract, drawn from the nutrients of Gorugome's fruits, also found in tuna fish. Pond Turtle Kaijin was a walking fortress, possessing incredible durability and the ability to retreat into its nearly indestructible shell to block or deflect any attack. But this wasn't just a defensive tactic. It could launch itself like a cannonball, slamming on Black head-on with brute force. Gorgome unleashed the Earwig Kaijin in a destructive plot to manipulate quartz and trigger massive earthquakes. Earwig Kaijin later captured Professor Yanagi along with the Ultra Quartz. Earwig Kaijin's blade-like hands fired energy beams and its abdomen delivered brutal strikes. But even that wasn't enough to stop Kamen Rider Black and his new ally. Black teamed up with an Interpol agent to fight back. Tapir Kaijin was dispatched by Gorgome to capture Kyoko and siphon her life force to help awaken Shadow Moon, extracted Kyoko's spirit from her body, and used her dream state to guide her to the three high priests. Meanwhile, Kotaro discovered Kyoko's lifeless body and was immediately ambushed by Tapir Kaijin. Black Cat Kaijin lured Kotaro into a carefully planned trap. Agile and cunning, the Kaijin posed a serious threat until Black discovered its weakness, the eyes. Gorgome's Creation King forces the release of a powerful yet rebellious swordsman, Bilgenia, who decides to try and take down Kotaro on his own terms. Equipped with Beal Saber, the sword, and Beal Tector, the shield, and cunning swordsplay technique, proved him a fearsome enemy to Kamen Rider Black. Disguised as Professor Kuromatsu, who were facing death sentence by the three high priests, Bilgenia cunningly set a trap for Kamen Rider Black, enlisting the II mutant to assist in the ambush, and ensure that their surprise attack would catch the rider off guard. After Black successfully defeated the II Kaijin, Bilgenia seized the opportunity to launch a sudden ambush from the shadows. Catching Black off guard, Bilgenia's fierce surprise attack pushed Kamen Rider Black to his limits, forcing him into a desperate struggle just to stay on his feet. The three high priests, alongside an Emini mutant, disguised as a Hanawa real estate woman, planned to use a little girl named Yukari and her family as part of their trap to destroy Kamen Rider Black by using a fake house. Jewel Beetle Kaijin was Gorgom's weapon in a sinister plan to take control of Battle Hopper, turning Black's loyal machine against him. While the corrupted Battle Hopper on the rampage, Kotaro rushed to Iwagami Pass, where Bisham was preparing to launch a missile targeting Mammoth Dam. In a fierce showdown, Black clipped the Kaijin's wings and ended the battle. He disabled the missile just in time. But the fight wasn't over. With the road sector, Black faced off against the rampaging Battle Hopper, battling to drive out the parasites and reclaim his trusted partner. Wasp Kaijin requested to avenge the fallen Bee Kaijin, targeting Kamen Rider Black in a fierce showdown. But the fight took a turn when Bulginia threatened the life of Professor Subota's son, leaving Black unable to fully defend himself. Gorgom trapped Black inside the mirror world through a cursed mirror. There, the battle with Wasp Kaijin continued in the warped, reflective realm. Summoning the road sector, Kamen Rider Black shattered the mirror world and rescued Professor Tsubota and his son. The Ammonite Kaijin used powerful telekinetic abilities to hurl oil drums at Kamen Rider Black. Black countered with a strong punch, knocking off the creature's head, only for it to shrink into a small ammonite shell. Ammonite Kaijin had two brains, and its second, more aggressive, fighting brain soon emerged, determined to reunite with its missing head and continue Gorgom's sinister plans. Coelacanth Kaijin abducted female college students and using twisted surgeries to turn them into female warriors. When Kotaro uncovered the truth, he confronted the Kaijin in a fierce battle. It can shoot electricity from its fingers, emit laser balls from its hands, and turn into an electrical ball. Mantis Kaijin teamed up with Bilgenya in a ruthless mission to capture Professor Diamond's protege, Igami, forcing him to build the Hell Shooter using his mentor's data, a weapon designed to challenge both Kamen Rider Black and the Road Sector. Mantis Kaijin attack with its scythe hands and shoot dissolving beams from its eyes. Black destroyed the Kaijin and rescued Igami's family. But, as the dust settled, Bilgenia's true challenge had only just begun. It's the final showdown between Kamen Rider Black's Road Sector and Bilgenia's Hell Shooter. Buffalo Kaijin was a powerhouse of strength, capable of charging through with the unstoppable force. It had the terrifying ability to possess humans. Blending strength with cunning, it became a dangerous foe that forced Kamen Rider to face both physical might and psychological manipulation. Slugmoth Kaijin was one of Gorgom's most insidious creations. Its cocoons could suppress energy systems across the city, including Kotaro's ability to transform into Kamen Rider Black. The battle pushed Kotaro to his limits, as he fought to protect both his life and the lives of innocents hanging in the balance. Scarab Beetle Kaijin, unleashed by Bilgenia, embodied greed and the darker instincts of humanity. Its presence triggered a frenzy as people began hunting the rare beetles, driven by the promise of sudden wealth. Scarab Beetle Kaijin coated Kamen Rider Black with a golden dust that hardened with time, threatening to immobilize him. After defeating the Kaijin, Black was confronted by Bilgenia, leading to an intense showdown. But this time, Black fought with greater skill and confidence, proving that he had grown stronger. Armadillo Kaijin, a strategic tool of Gorgom's agenda, was deployed in a high-stakes mission to halt humanity's progress in space exploration. Squid Kaijin was sent by Gorgom to capture Rana, a girl from Hawaii, because the women from her island were believed to have hidden powers. Barom wanted to use those powers to help Gorgom.
Bilgenia also joined in, making things worse for Kotaro. Luckily, Takirusuke, the Interpol agent, came to help. The three High Priests used Porcupine Kaijin to trap smart kids through video games, hoping to turn them into new shonen warriors for Gorgom. Kamen Rider and former shonen warriors managed to get into the cyber world to rescue those kidnapped kids. Mushroom Kaijin helped High Priestess Bisham mess with a girl named Yuki by entering her dreams. Kotaro found Yuki wandering alone at night, but was suddenly attacked by Mushroom Kaijin, which later gave him a nightmare. Both Kotaro and Yuki were pulled into the realm of Gorgom. During the fight, he got trapped in a mushroom-covered zone and was double-teamed by Mushroom Kaijin and Bishum. As part of Gorgom's plan, the Misuzu River began flowing in reverse, draining its water. At the same time, Bilgenia dumped toxic waste from an oil refinery into Tokyo Bay, sending it to Red Salmon Kaijin. It has strong bites, manipulate water, and spew red substances from its salmon-headed hands. The Gorgon priests kidnap Kyoko to speed up Shadow Moon's revival, but Bilgenia wants to defeat Kamen Rider Black first and prove he's the stronger candidate for Sentry King. So he steals the powerful Satan Saber, stops the ritual, and escapes with Kyoko. Bilgenia used Kyoko as a bait to lure Kotaro and pushes his limit to save Kyoko and his own life. The Gorgon priests finally transform into powerful Great Kaijins. They cause chaos in the city, attacking everything in sight. Mole Cricket Kaijin launched a surprise attack on Katsumi, but Kotaro arrived just in time to stop him. Armed with massive claws, the Kaijin fought fiercely, but Kotaro had more than one enemy to deal with. Soon he also found himself facing off against the three Grand Kaijins in a relentless showdown. When Rizaburo Sakata formed the EP Party for World Peace, Gorgom stole a device meant to heal people, but it could be deadly if misused. To protect their plan, they sent Rat Kaijin, disguised as a spy within a group that opposed the EP Party. The EP Party soldiers are finally revealed to be mutated rats. As chaos erupts, Kamen Rider Black confronts Badarom in a fierce battle to rescue the captured rebels. Bishom uses the identity of a girl to turn a mutant into an idol, hypnotizing her fans into Gorgom's mentality, while tricking Kotaro into believing she is still innocent. Kyoko arrives riding Battlehopper and exposes the imposter's true identity, Centipede Kaijin. At first, the fight turns against him, but just in time, Battlehopper charges in to even the odds, turning the tide in Black's favor. Gorgom unleashes Salamander Kaijin, a stealthy monster with the power of invisibility and acid sparks, to spread chaos and clear the way for their plan of world domination. The battle led into a dark, damp cave. Road Sector roared in to save the day. The fight continued onto a shallow pond, where Kamen Rider Black clashed with the Kaijin, ending in a massive explosion. Cobra Kaijin chasing two samurai and hijacking a time machine that can stop time. Kotaro follows and ends up clinging to a giant clock, where a boy named Momoro is held hostage. Cobra strikes again, pushing Kotaro to the edge. Kotaro, now facing ghostly Kaijins, revived by his supernatural abilities. One Kaijin is hard enough. Now more of them? Here is the fly Kaijin, and he spews an acidic substance from its mouth. Stag Beetle Kaijin disguised himself as a landlord for a condo run by Gorgon. The adults living there were forced to wear bracelets that drained their life force. A brave boy named Ryo tipped off Kotaro, who snuck into the building to investigate. Deep underground, he discovered a hidden Kaijin factory. In the underground, Black confronts Shadow Moon and the Grand Kaijins. The battle was so intense. A boy accidentally intercepts a signal associated with Baram's warp device, forcing Kotaro to protect him and stop Gorgon's plan to use it to sink Japan. Bisham hatches a sinister plan to erase women's nurturing instincts. Disguised as a gentle flower arranger, she hosts classes where her blooms release a mysterious powder, slowly warping kindness into coldness, love into indifference. While facing the whale Kaijin, Black got attacked by someone with a great speed. It was Grand Kaijin Barao. Trained hard and became stronger. To finish, Kamen Rider. Whale Kaijin used his sticky foam to trap Black, giving Baraom the perfect chance to take his Kingstone. But Baraom attacked both Kamen Rider and Whale Kaijin with his tusks to end them both because he knew about Whale's betrayal. Whale Kaijin turned the tables, spraying foam and helping Black instead. With a limited time before the end of the Creation King, Kotaro and Shadow Moon are forced to finally have their ultimate showdown, where only one will be victorious. Shadow Moon issues a direct challenge to Kamen Rider Black, vowing to plunge Tokyo into darkness unless he shows up for a fight. Instead of accepting right away, Black summons Battle Hopper and rides off. But eventually, Kotaro comes to terms with the truth. He must face his brother in battle. Black has the upper hand until the Creation King causes Shadow Moon to revert to Nobuhiko. Black is hopeful that he's finally saved his friend without having to kill him, but Shadow Moon launches a devastating sneak attack while Black's guard is lowered. Recovering from his defeat by Shadow Moon, Kotaro awakens to find Japan under Gorgom's control. As chaos spreads, Darom sets his sights on eliminating him to ensure Shadow Moon's ultimate rise to power. At last, Kotaro reaches Gorgom's headquarters and confronts Shadow Moon for their final battle. Kotaro pleads with Nobuhiko to remember his humanity, but Shadow Moon only laughs and unleashes his King Stone's power, obliterating the valley. Fueled by rage, Kotaro abandons hope of saving his brother, and the two clash in a fierce showdown. With his enhanced powers, Shadow Moon overwhelms Kotaro and mocks his weakness. He then uses his Shadow Flash to summon Battle Hopper, intending to deliver the final blow. Shocked, Kotaro calls out to Battle Hopper, but gets no response. As Kotaro notices the tears streaming from Battle Hopper's eyes, he realizes the machine isn't acting on its own. Black unleashes his King Stone Flash. In a dramatic moment, Battle Hopper regains its will and shakes off Shadow Moon, and rams into Shadow Moon, landing a devastating and explosive blow that sends him crashing back. Black spots the Satan Saber lying abandoned on the ground and grasps it firmly, knowing that as a Century King himself, he has the right to wield its power. For the first time, he raises the fearsome blade against Shadow Moon, determined to end their tragic rivalry. With Shadow Moon finally defeated,
Black steels himself for the last battle, his final confrontation with the Creation King.
Coming up next video, Kamen Rider Black's moves and techniques.